Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Okay, I decided I'm going to do something a little bit different. Well, not really different, but just so that you know, if by this time in the day I haven't come on to do a meditation or to pull cards or whatever, then chances are very likely that I will not come on because I am. It is okay. One of the things is it's very, very hot here right now. It's about over 30 degrees and it's hot and it is uncomfortable. And if I can get out each day and do my 2 or 3 kilometer walk, then I'm doing really good because it is really hot here. So, what I decided to do is that when I feel like doing the meditation, then I'll do the meditation. If I don't feel like doing the meditation and I just want to pull cards or do something like practice with my cards or practice with my rods or what have you, then I'll do that. It'll just be very spontaneous. You won't know from one day to the next what I'm going to do because I don't know what I'm going to do from one day to the next. So I decided that today I'm just going to pull some cards. Because I was having fun with it yesterday and I really enjoyed doing it. I have to think of something to ask, though, because I don't really know what to ask them. And my guides are like typical. They're like saying, oh, that's typical of you. You're just rattling off and, such as. But at any rate, yesterday I pulled the cards about the army and about the parade and everything. And I pulled about how we, how we feel after the No Kings Parade, protest. So how do we feel after the No Kings protest? We feel pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling really good. And I'm really happy about it. And if there's more protests in the summer, then bring it on. I'm there. If they're in Frankfurt, if they're having them, then I'm there, and I'll gladly make a sign, come along, and do something. But at any rate, I am just really, really. Oh, it looks like these cards are all out of balance here. I have to make sure that there's no reversed cards because I don't like reverse. I don't read reverse. I'm doing good if I can figure out what the other 78 cards are. But if I get in here and I have all these cards reversed, then it's just like a pain in the neck. So you're going to get to sit here and watch me turn my cards around. But at any rate, it's really funny because I know a lot of readers that read reverses, and I know some that don't. And it doesn't really matter. I think it's whatever the reader feels comfortable doing. If you feel comfortable reversing the cards, then reverse the cards. If you don't feel comfortable reversing the cards, like I'm not comfortable reversing the cards because I've got 78 cards to learn here. And 78 is a lot better than trying to learn 153 or something like that. 154 cards. So I don't really want to learn 154 cards. And usually what I tend to do is I tend to think that if like you pull a card and it's like, I don't know, if you pull the King of Wands, so I got the King of Wands here. If you pull that card, if you pull it reverse, if it's upside down, then it means the opposite of what it is at the regular state. At least that's what I think. But I'm still learning the regular state, so it really doesn't matter. So, so anyway, so now I got my cards all turned around in the right direction. I'm gonna give them a nice little shuffle, and I'm gonna say there's a conflict going on in the Middle East right now, and I think you all are aware of it, and you've heard about what's going on. To me, both sides are, I'm not supporting either side. I just want the war to end. I want it to be over. The civilians don't deserve it. They don't need it. It's just a bunch of puffed up leaders who are trying to push their weight around. That's what I think about it. But I do feel for the people, the civilians, the normal folk who just want to get up and go to work every day. They want to go to school. They want to do their thing. They want to listen to music and have fun with their friends and just do the things that people do. So I'm going to pull cards on this conflict, the W word. And I'm going to see what my guides have to tell me about it. Will it end soon? Okay, I'll just say, will this conflict end soon? This card jumped out at me, so I'll just leave it on the table. Will this conflict end soon? And the card that I pulled, okay, let me turn this around and then you can see it. So the card that I pulled is the Five of Swords. Now, this seems so typical of any warmonger. You've got guys in the back who are sitting on their knees and they're bowed down over a staff or some flag or some kind. And they look like they're in mourning. And then you've got this one guy who's in the front who's like a leader, and he's like sitting there saying, I'm the biggest I don't know, the biggest dog in the kennel or something. And it's just really, really sad. And I think that this is just any warmonger type of person who's like standing there holding his swords and going, heh, 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 I've got all the swords and you've got nothing. And it's really kind of sad. So that's what I got there. And it's crossed with the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups is the excitement, the motivation, and the just the happy sort of card, I think. And it has the feel of optimism, and that people don't want this. They don't want this war. They don't want to follow a leader that's going to send them down into the trenches and put them and their families at risk. So that's kind of the gist I get. The underlying energy is strength, and this is about, being strong in your beliefs, being strong in your faith and in your wisdom, and saying and deciding what is the best for you and for your family and for those involved. I think that this card really does speak to the people who are saying, no, I don't want a war. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with conflict. I don't want to deal with these leaders who have their egos bruised every time somebody turns around. I want a happy life. I want peace. I want my friends. I want my family. And I want the things that are important to me outlined here. Next card is the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords it kind of gives off this sort of hoarding energy, but this guy's gone off and forgotten two of the swords. So what it feels like to me is that this guy, the people are just weary. They're weary from all of this. They don't want any more. They're tired of it. They're just fed up, and they just are really just at their wits' end about it. And why is it that they're doing this? What is the point to it? And what can we do to overcome all of this? The overlying energy is the Page of Wands. This is a youthful energy. Well, considering that most of the people that have to fight in these conflicts are young people. They're youth. They're the youth, the future of this planet, and they get stuck having to fight for something that people the age of their grandparents would otherwise say, yeah, let's send them to do this. Let's send them to do this. And these are the young people, and they're like, I don't think that they really want to do it. And I think there's a sense of optimism right now in the wake of the protests and everything, that people are sensing that the world is about to change and that things are going to change. And they are looking ahead to the change and trying not to think about what these leaders are doing and why they're doing it. So it's like they've just grown tired of trying to determine or understand what it is that these people are doing. They just want them out. They just want them gone. They just want them away. The next card is the Knight of Wands. So there's a lot of knights, and the knights are the ones who are the fight. In German we call it Ritter, which is those are the ones that are the fighters, the ones who are like going out and fighting. But the Knight of Wands, I believe, is the more optimistic knight, and he is more in tune with the idea of, do I really want to do this, and why? What is the point to doing it? And I think that this is the questions that come about that the people are having regarding whether or not they really want to do what it is that people are saying. This is in the foreseeable future, I think, is where it is. So yeah, these folks are really pondering these questions, and they're asking themselves why it is. The hopes and fears is the High Priestess, and this is feminine energy, and I think that what it is that the women are the ones who give birth to the children, and the children are the ones that are being sent to fight in these conflicts. And these children are saying, I want to be a good patriot. I want to serve my country, yada, yada, yada. But the mothers are saying, I'm not so sure about this. And I think that's the feminine energy that's coming out. The hopes and fears are the thoughts and the ideas that women are having with regards to their children, and why the young people are being sent to do the things that they are being sent to do. That's the feel that I get from it. I think that that's what the card is really saying. What you think of, what people think of themselves, King of Wands. Yeah, they think that they're the big cheese, the head honcho, and what was it from Airplane 2? One of the actors says the big cheese, the head honcho, the numero uno honcho, that kind of thing. So that's these people. They're trying to say, that this is what we want, this is what we think is important, and yet the other people are saying, no, we're not really keen on that idea. We're not really game on that idea. What others think is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is like that being ready to either protest, being ready to fight, being ready to use your words. You see this man, he's lying on the bed, and it looks like he's asleep, but look at his hand. His hand is right there near the sword. And so if he has to reach for that sword, he's going to reach for that sword, and he's going to grab it, and he's going to have to use it. And I think that is what what people, what other people are thinking of them. They're not thinking of them in terms of being ready and willing to fight. They're thinking of them in terms of they're making all these conflicts, and they're forcing us to carry out the conflict or fight or what have you. And people don't want to do it. People are just tired of it. They're just sick of it. The final outcome is the Page of Swords. And yeah, this little nicely dressed person here. I think that this is the answer is going to come with the young people, the youth. They don't want to do this. The young people don't want to do it. Look at this. The overlying energy is the Page of Wands, and then we have the outcome being the Page of Swords. The pages, that's the youth, that's the young people. We have the energy of the feminine energy. We have the kings who want to fight. We have here's the Five of Swords. We have all of these people that want to do all of these things, but yet underlying all of this is the strength. Is it the strength as far as physical power or prowess, or is it the strength of the heart, of what's inside of a person? And I tend to think that it is the strength of the heart, that our heart and soul connection with spirit, with life, with love, faith, harmony, goodness, all of these things are underlying aspects of strength. And people have been saying for months and years that anything like empathy and compassion is a weakness. It is not a weakness. It is a strength. And this is something that people are actually coming into their own wisdom with. And the fact that it sits here at the very bottom of the pile here, and all of these things are hanging over it. But in the end, what we have, aside from flipping the cards around, what we have is we have strength. We have this person who is strong enough to come out and speak their mind and say, we have this issue, we have this situation, but we don't want to fight. We want to try and resolve things diplomatically. We want to try and resolve things in a calm and peaceful manner. So that's my take on it. Okay, so I'm going to give these a good shuffle now, and I'm going to try something else. And what I'm going to ask is, will this idea be successful? Will they be able to? Let me get this up a little bit there so you can see what I'm doing. Will this be a successful maneuver? Will putting people at risk like this, will this be a successful undertaking? Um, or will the people rise up and say, no more, no more, no more? Oops, these two cards just flipped. Okay, there we go. Will there be will this be long lasting thing, or will the people nip it in the bud? I am feeling inclined to say that people really don't want this. The normal people do not want this. They do not want to fight. They're tired of fighting. They're weary. People are they're weary of this because this stuff has been going on for years, and they're just sick of it. They're just not into this. As you can tell, I am not a fan of anything regarding regarding conflict. And people ask me, how do you feel about people who serve their country? I respect them. I may not agree with them, but I definitely respect them, and I respect them enough to not call them names, and I respect them enough to thank them for serving their country if they have served their country. So this isn't about putting down these people who are being forced to do this. This is about people in general saying, no more. We don't want any more of this. Is there a chance that we could have a passive resistance to all of this? Could we have a passive resistance to all of this? Could we have a passive resistance to all of this? Okay, they told me to stop, put the cards down, and I'll turn it around. Okay, and what I got here is the Empress. Now, a lot of people identify the Empress as being Russia, but in this instance, I don't think this is Russia at all. This is the feminine energy. This is the mothers, the grandmothers, the daughters, the spouses, the wives of soldiers, or the soldiers themselves. The Empress is that feminine energy that's saying, no, we don't want this anymore, and we're not going to deal with it. The Empress represents all the feminine energies that there are out there. And the fact of the matter is, many of the people in power are not women. They are not the Empress or the Empress energy. They are men. And I think that this is not about a specific country or place. This is about the unity of women all around the world who are really tired of men saber rattling and making war with each other. It's crossed by the King of Pentacles. In this instance, I think the King of Pentacles are the men who are saber rattling, and they're wanting the money, they're wanting the power, they're wanting the prestige, and they are willing to sacrifice the women, the women's feelings. They're willing to sacrifice the children of these women, and they're willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of being right. The next card that comes out is the Six of Cups. And what I see in the Six of Cups is really kind of interesting because look at the kitty in the front. I love the kitty. But this is about there being enough. There's this sense of that there is enough out there that people do not need to saber rattle and do all these things. There are enough things for everybody out there without having to go into this issue of saber rattling and trying to be the big cheese. And I think that this card exemplifies that. The cups are full of flowers. They're full of this sort of notion that peace is preferable to war. And it has children. And the children are the ones who are affected by these things. The children could lose their parents. They could lose their brothers and sisters. They could lose their grandparents. They could lose any given person who decides to give in to the needs and the wants of a single leader. These are the ones who are the real victims of it. The children, the future of the planet. The next card is Justice. Well, I mean, the Justice card, as we always thought that that people were fighting for justice, truth, justice in the American way, if you will. All of these things that people think that this is what they're fighting for, but in essence, what they're fighting against is this: the children and the families of the people. I see that justice has been basically tossed to the side because of people wanting to fight a war. And I think that this is the feeling that I'm getting, is that the justice card has to come and take center stage for there to be a resolution to all of this that's going on. The next card is the Nine of Wands. Oh, look at that. It's overarching energy. It's the Nine of Wands. People are tired. They're tired. They're tired of war. They're tired of all of these things. They're tired of the saber rattling. They just want to have their families. They want to have peace. They want to have their friends. And they don't want to have to contend with all of these things that are, monopolizing their thoughts and energies. The next card that comes out is the Ten of Pentacles. Well, this is what I think it's all about. All of this stuff is about the money. There's people that it's a profitable business, is what people say. It is a profitable business. People are into it because basically companies earn a lot of money from it. It is something that can, that it may end so much, but yet so many people rationalize it because of money and because of how much money they can make from it. And the Ten of Pentacles is that treasure trove of cash, basically. And that's what it is. That's what it's all about. It's what it's always been about. The next card is the Fool card. And I'll put that here. The Fool card, well, fools rush in where angels fear to tread. I always say that. And this is the emotional fears, that you're going to have some idiot that's going to come along and they're going to decide, oh, we're going to do this because, hey, we can get away with it. We can do it. And this seems to sum up the whole idea about it. The next card is the Wheel of Fortune. This is how others perceive you, or the question. And that is, we don't know what's going to happen. The Wheel of Fortune, turn, turn, turn. We have no idea what's going to happen. We don't know where it's going to land. We don't know what the outcome is going to be. We just know that what we know about it is that it's not what we hope for. How other people see you, Ace of Wands. This is what I get from this is this sense of wanting to be the one to come out on top, to be the one that to actually it's to be the one that's actually going to come out on top, and who's going to be the head honcho by the end of all of this. And the Ace of Wands, I believe, is it's like the beginning, a new beginning or a new start. And this is what they hope for. Final outcome, Ten of Wands. Okay, this is the burden. This is the burden card. This is the burden that everybody is going to have when it comes to this topic. Everybody's going to be burdened by it in some way, shape, or form. And the only one that's really going to benefit from it is this King of Pentacles, who's sitting there with the money. And in most instances, I've always saw the King of Pentacles as being this very good, noble king. But in this instance, it's not a noble person at all. It's a person who just wants more and more and more. And this is what they want. They want the money. The money is a motivator for them to continue with all this stuff. And I think that that's where we're at right now. At any rate, I'm going to turn it back around. So there we go. Yeah, I didn't know I was going to pull cards today, but these two questions did pop into my mind, and they're kind of related to each other. And so I'm kind of, just making sure that this is, but the more I do this, and the more, the happier I get with the outcome of doing it, seeing if I, this will turn around, I have to turn this way. But I have to, it gives me practice with them, and And I'm going more or less with my feelings about it as opposed to what the book says. And I'm trying to give myself a chance to really, work with the cards and learn them. And I'm getting better and better each time I do this. And I feel more and more comfortable with working with the cards. And I really like it. And it is a good way to meditate. And it's also a good way to focus on something besides how hot everything is here. So at any rate, so I guess that's good. Okay. So at any rate, thank you for being here. Yeah, I like doing these readings. I think they're fun. I think they're interesting, and I feel like I'm giving a little bit of insight from my guides through them. And it's not just me doing this; it's just the guides are helping me along. So it's really good. But anyway, these are the Gilded Tarot cards, and these are the cards that I've been using. The other cards I used were Cat Tarot, which was really, really cute cards, but I really, for all this mucky stuff, I didn't really want to use those cards, so I'm using these. And I think that the energy right now, everybody seems to feel kind of like, oh God, this is like so awful and everything. But I think that there is something positive going to happen with regards to all of this. I feel very calming feeling about it, but I can't explain it. I can't explain why it is. Do I feel so calm about it, even though, contrary to what I pulled and what I said. But I don't know, there's just this calming sense of energy that's going around. I think the feminine energy is going to rule the day. And I think it's going to come out and people are going to start seeing that the feminine energy is really, the women are fed up. Women just don't like this stuff. Women are sick of saber rattling. They're sick of, of masculine overcompensation, of people trying to define what men are and how men are real men and butch and all this stuff. I mean, women are fed up with it. I mean, they just don't need it. We're just tired of it. I mean, I'm speaking for myself as a woman. I am sick and tired of hearing these men come around and they're just, saber rattling and pounding around like King Kong, getting ready to climb the Empire State Building. I'm just sick of it. I don't need it and I don't want it. And, if that's what they want to do, then they can go somewhere else, because I really do not want to see it. I do not want to hear about it. And I think that a lot of women can agree with that. And I think that a lot of women are saying, nah, we're not there for that. No. Thank you, but no. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching. This is for entertainment only. It's not, I'm not any sort of, I don't want to say I don't have psychic energies. I think everyone has psychic energies, but I'm just doing this for fun. I'm just tossing cards because I feel like it. And because, well, hey, what else can I do? I should be practicing my flute, but that's another story. So I wish you a wonderful day. Take care. Keep your chin up. Everything will get better. It just will. And it may be happening this month. I mean, a lot of people are saying so. So hopefully they're right. So take care. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, and namaste.